Hi, I'm Jaqueline P'ng and this is the Evening Highlights. The latest in a parliamentary probe into 1MDB, the Public Accounts Committee has decided that it would be unnecessary to call in Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Razak. And when pressed to answer why exactly this might be the case, Chairman Dato Hassan Arifin made an extremely contentious quip. A reporter was pressing the newly minted PAC chairman for a detailed answer, but he got stonewalled.
The previous committee, before this fresh committee, did not rule out calling Prime Minister to testify as the chief advisor of...
It's not necessary at the moment.
So you feel it's not necessary?
What is it?
I mean, are you also not ruling out, or you feel it's not necessary to call
Not necessary.
And when Hassan got badgered some more, he came up with this.
Janganlah, saya pun cari makan juga.
Najib, who is also the finance minister, is chairman of 1MDB's advisory board. Investigations found 2.6 billion ringgit had been deposited into his personal accounts, funds that allegedly came from companies linked to 1MDB. The MACC has, however, concluded that the money had come from donors. Hassan also said today that the 1MDB fiasco and the 2.6 billion ringgit in Najib's accounts were two different subjects and that the state fund has nothing to do with the money. He said this was based on the AG's interim report. Going forward, the PAC will be calling in 1MDB President Arul Kanda Kandasamy and former CEO Dato Syarul Helmi next week. Rafizi Ramli says it again. Pricier power could be in store if foreign entities were to take over 1MDB's energy assets. This after the Dewan Rakyat threw out his emergency motion to prevent 1MDB from possibly selling Edra Energy entirely to a foreign consortium. The PKR Secretary-General claims that the government has removed the equity cap on foreign ownership for local energy assets. And now these firms are comfortable bidding for Edra Energy at a higher rate than market prices. That's because they are confident of making back that extra money.
I don't think anyone goes into a business to make losses, especially these foreign companies. Obviously, if they were to bid at a higher price, I think that is with the hope that they will be able to recoup and recover this investment in the future. Otherwise, their governments will not allow these companies to make loss-making investments in 1MDB.
He says the plan goes like this. The successful bidder offers more, but it also gets to negotiate for higher tariff rates.
What will happen after this is that if they win, they can always renegotiate the PPA in 2016 and 2022, recover the overprice that they pay at the expense of the public because of the tariff, and we will never know because all PPAs are secret.
3 firms, including TNB, have submitted bids for Edra Energy. The other 2 parties, a Qatari firm and a Chinese company, had initially come in as separate bidders. The 2 have jointly submitted a bid that's 20% higher than TNB's. The FBM KLCI fell 0.3%, mirroring Asian share markets as investors brace for the US Federal Reserve's meeting minutes. The Fed is set to announce today its October minutes, which will offer clues on the timing of the US interest rate hikes. US rate hike do not bode well for Asian markets as investors turn their attention to US dollar-denominated assets. In Malaysia, the KLCI declined 5 points to close at 1,656.5. The ringgit weakened to 4.3890 versus the US dollar. According to our colleague at theedgemarkets.com, Ahmad Nakib Idris, analysts sense a lack of direction in the local share market. According to Nakib, Inter-Pacific Securities' Pong Teng Siu said that the CI seemed like it was hesitating today amid mixed signal from global markets. For example, the Dow Jones saw a slightly higher close overnight, while the S&P 500 was down. Also closely anticipated is ValueCap's planned investment in Malaysian shares. The government earmarked 20 billion ringgit for state-owned fund manager to invest in the local share market. But it remains to be seen whether the government would actually go on with its liquidity injection plan. As Pong points out, it's already past the middle of November, and yet there hasn't been any updates on the proposed exercise. KSK Group has no plans to be relisted on Bursa. The company believes it is better off staying as a private entity to grow its businesses. Executive Director and CEO Joanne Kwa says the insurer and property developer has no immediate plans for relisting. She says the group is now focusing on developing the 8 Conley project in Kuala Lumpur. 8 Conley is a large-scale luxury development in the heart of KL's Golden Triangle. The project consists of 2 luxury residences, a hotel tower and a podium comprising retail space, car park and banquet hall. It is targeted for completion by 2020. KSK is optimistic that the 5.4 billion ringgit project would do well despite the current slowdown in the country's property market. So far, 70% of its Tower A units have been reserved by buyers who are mainly Malaysians. And that's all the time we have for the evening highlights. I'm Jaqueline P'ng. Thank you for watching.